All right, good morning, boys and girls. Ross Brezovar here again with this week's coffee break from Aruba ROI Marketing. And as you probably know, this is something we do every week at 11 a.m. Eastern, at least during daylight savings time. And we talk about, for about 10, 15 minutes, one piece of information that is relevant to you or could be relevant to you in your business, whether it regards to marketing in general or digital marketing especially. Automation, technology, communication, and such. Today, we're going to be a little bit different. We are going to be talking about a client that we have right now and some of the challenges that they were faced with and some of the things that we did to help them out. The reason we're sharing this is because this is actually an event that's coming up in a week and a half, and we wanted to make sure that people were aware that the Aruba College Fair is going on November 4th and 5th. This will be the first time that they will have an in-person event since 2018. So if you are a high school student, especially in your last or second to last year, there are free tickets still available for you. So please make sure you go to arubacollegefair.com and check out the registration process. You need to fully register to be able to qualify for the free ticket. Once the 2,000 tickets are done, then there is a $5 charge. And if you pre-register or register in advance, and at the door it's 10 guilders. And of course, if your parents, grandparents, friends, or if you're like myself, an adult who has already gone through some secondary education and wants to either continue it, or you're at the University of Aruba or ABB or APE and want to further continue your education, this is open for everyone, right? It's not just for high school students. So please make sure you register. There is that 5 and 10 guilder fee for anyone who is not a final or second to final year in high school. But even if you're a little bit younger and you still want to talk to somebody in person, if you've got 2 years before you have to worry about it, this might still be a good opportunity for you to talk to somebody in person. We are having people coming in, exhibitors and universities from Canada, the United States, Latin America, here in the Caribbean, as well as Aruba, and of course, Europe. So please make sure that you go to the website and fill in your registration information as soon as possible. We will be cutting this off as of midnight on Halloween night, which is next Monday. So then you'll have to register when you come to the door. All right, so let me talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we learned about when we spoke to the foundation. One of those was just noticing how much they were reliant on basically human interaction and human memory as like remembering to send out reminders to those who maybe haven't registered, whether they were exhibitors or students, and doing this all in a manual process. They did have a mobile app as of 2018. That app is no longer available, so we needed to assist in that, and I'll explain that here in a minute. Managing data, of course, everything from anything that was handwritten to using hopefully of Excel spreadsheets to sort of track this information. And then, of course, managing your communication like across the board. And this could be, whether it's various social media accounts, emails coming in from every direction, whether it's the high schools, the universities, students, etc. So some of the things we did to help them out was, as an example, and we've talked about our RAMP system, which is our ROI and marketing platform. And the idea here is finding ways to automate those types of things that, one, are reliant on someone needing to remember or to do it physically, manually. So obviously making sure that there's some automation set up. But this could be not only emails that get sent out, like when somebody registers, a nice email that goes out says, thank you for registering, but more importantly, tracking who you've communicated with, what we've asked them to do, who has done those things, and maybe who has not done those things. And of course, if things that should be done, like an exhibitor registering and saying, yes, I'm coming, if they have not responded, we can send out reminders until such time that they actually take action, then the system knows to remove them from that list and they no longer get those reminder emails. But that is one big task. I mean, if you've got 30, 40 entities, organizations, universities coming in from all over the world, you've got students applying to register from all the different high schools in Aruba and beyond. That's a lot of data that has to come back and forth. And anytime you can automate responses and such, makes life a little bit easier, right? one of the things that when we spoke to one of the schools here in Aruba, they wanted to send, or they were going to only send the seniors, and they thought, well, we could send the juniors as well. However, we really want to make sure they attend. So obviously, we had designed a digital access pass, so they're going to be able to enter with a ticket, a virtual ticket, to allow them in. That allows us to track specifically who has attended on which days, but also even the presentations that we have. So for instance, the U.S. consulate is coming in from Curacao to explain to students what they have to do to go through the process of actually getting a visa to attend university in the United States, as an example, right? So going into the presentation, we'd like to know who attends and which presentations seem to garner the most action and reaction. So having this digital access pass allows us to track all of that information, but it also allows us to automate certain things that allows them to do other things, right? So as an example, when they enter and we scan it, the system knows that they've entered, and now we can send out a thank you email with a surprise. I'm not going to share here what it is at this moment, but they'll get something from one of our sponsors as an example, or maybe we will then use that information in an application, an online application they're going to use to be able to communicate and share their data with those exhibitors that they've actually spoken to in person, right? So sharing their personal data so that they can be in communication with each other, email address, phone number, and that kind of stuff, right? There's also the registration of students in bulk. So what that means is going to the high school and saying, let's make this easier for everybody. Here's a spreadsheet. You send us the data that you have on the students who want to attend with the information we need, and we can upload it in one shot per school and have everybody registered, and then automate the process of sending out the emails that they need to be able to attend and get into the app, and so on and so forth. So this just helps ease some of the registration burden. Of course, going from handwritten notes and Excel spreadsheets to a customer relationship management tool such as RAMP or CRM that allows us to segment each of the various groups of people that we need to track, right? So school administrators, people that we talk to at the schools. We noticed this year that people have changed positions, changed schools. So being able to update that information on an ongoing basis just allows us to have active but verified good data that we can then use for the next time. This could be exhibitors, of course, coming in, students, parents of students, and so on. Anyone that attends, we would be able to communicate in a better way because we can track them differently based on tagging who they are. If they're non-student, if they're a student, if they're administrator. The reason this helps us is because when we tag, we can create what's called a smart list. And then every time someone comes in using that tag, they're automatically added to the smart list. And then when you want to send a message specifically to school administrators, for instance, you just go to the smart list for that group, and you're able to send everyone that group message. So that is really one of the huge benefits of managing this information technically or automatically, but also utilizing the powerful tools that are incorporated, such as tagging, smart lists, and such. And then one other way we did help with the communication, and what also is possible, we couldn't do it this time, but what is possible in our application is to be able to manage social media accounts, but more importantly, the communication that comes in from Messenger, which is a separate app, but also is included in Facebook or Instagram. If people are asking questions, we were able to build an automated chat engine or chat response engine that could give them the information they needed wherever they are and point them in the right direction to get them over to the website, whether it's for registration, FAQs, and that kind of thing. So I'm very excited about this event. I know it's been a long time coming for those that were involved before. This is our first time working with them. And you will see us there. We will be helping as much as possible. But I thought it was really a good idea to share some of the challenges that most organizations might have. It could be as simple as sending out a newsletter, right? Oh, we don't have a template. We don't know how to do it. And then mass sending out an email to hundreds of people at the same time. These are all things that we can help, not only the design side, but more importantly on the automation side, to help you track who gets what, where you're sending information to, if the message has to be separate and different, how do we manage that information? So I think it's a good idea to look at your processes now. What are you doing manually that you think you could really help your staff become more efficient, be able to accomplish more things in less time? let us know. We'd love to sit down and have a discovery call with you to talk about what those challenges you have might be and what solutions that we can provide to help you get through that. That's all I have for today. Let me just double check. I don't see any comments or questions. So thank you for your time, either live or later if you get to watch this recorded. And we will see you next week on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day.